Hello, Chair Peters and Assemblymen and Assemblywomen. Thanks for this opportunity to speak about my own experience. My name is Peter Kasama, and almost a year ago, April last year, I was diagnosed of stage 4 stomach cancer. And I've gone through chemo treatments a couple months. Then my previous oncologist, of course, told me to go see a surgeon. Then went to a surgical center. That time I was getting very weak and I couldn't even drive myself. So I had my buddy, Tony Cosentino, to take me to the surgeon's office. And she said, by looking at the film, you have 2 dark spots in the liver outside of the stomach, and your lymph nodes is getting darker. So she said, we are not going to perform a surgery. You're too late. When I heard that, so what's ahead of me then? And she said, enjoy your life and make an arrangement with the hospice. That was a death sentence for me. I remember after the meeting, I got into the car and I told Tony about that, and my friend Tony said, Peter, that really sucks. And he and I cried in the car. I'm sorry.
Please take your time.
In that time, we decided to seek some other possibilities, and that's when we reached out to the Comprehensive Cancer Center. And Dr. Parikh changed my life. And the first thing he said was, Peter, we are going to incorporate immunotherapy along with the chemotherapies. Is that okay? He said, I had no idea. Of course, I said, yes, please do. That really turned around in such a short period of time. Almost 2 months or 3 months later, I was ordered to take the CAT scan. And when he saw that picture, he was going, wow, I cannot believe this. The darkness and also 2 dark spots in the liver has almost disappeared. And activities around the peripheral of my tumor in my stomach, which was a 6x8 with almost like an inch-thick tumor, the activities around the perimeter of the tumor has subsided. So he was very, very happy about the results. And we continued the same treatment, combination of a chemo and immunotherapy for another couple months. And this time, he ordered to take a PET scan, and that time, the 2 dark spots in my liver has totally gone, and the darkness of my lymph nodes are gone. And so then he ordered that I should get the endoscopy, stick a tube in my throat, and I remember the day Dr. Ryan, who performed the endoscopy, I was coming out of the anesthesia and waking up a little bit, and he was right on my face and said, Peter, there's only 4-centimeter ulcer. There's no cancer. So what does that mean? I'm cancer-free? So then about a week later, I met with the Dr. Parikh in his office and said, Peter, you are cancer-free. That was an incredible turnaround in such a short period of time. And I'm just thank you for this opportunity to talk about my own experience, which serves you as a sort of a real case example of how this new technology saved my life. And I was able to hit the hole-in-one Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Helen O'Hanlon. Good afternoon, Chair Peters and the members of the Assembly Health and Human Services Committee. My name is Helen O'Hanlon, and I'm a stage 4 cancer patient. I refuse to accept there's nothing else we can do to save you as the answer, and thankfully, I'm alive and thriving today. I moved back to Las Vegas in 2017 after I had endured 7 recurrences of stage 4 granulosa cell tumor, a rare form of ovarian cancer. I had 12 surgeries to remove them and 3 different chemos. I ran out of options in Chicago, so I moved back home to Las Vegas to be around family and friends and to complete my life and my time here and die in peace. I relocated to Las Vegas, or I came back to Las Vegas. I needed to reestablish care and was connected with Comprehensive Cancer Center of Nevada. During a visit with Dr. Parikh, he urged me to discuss CyberKnife, a high-energy X-ray machine that delivers targeted radiation beams that destroy tumor cells, with his colleague and radiation oncologist, Dr. Dan Curtis. Initially, I didn't believe it would work. I wanted to appease the doctor and go along with the consult, but I had been told there are no other treatment options. And I had accepted my fate. Luckily for me, they were wrong, because I was able to try CyberKnife, and it has proven effective for my cancer type. I never thought I would see my 50th birthday, and today I'm 51. I still have cancer. I'll always be a cancer patient. I have to take maintenance and therapies and monitor my situation closely. But for the first time since I was diagnosed in 2007, I have 0 tumors in my body. I owe it all to doctors at Comprehensive for thinking outside the box and for saving my life. I am an example of why it is so important that we support a bill like AB 188. Thank you.
Ready. Annette Whittemore. Good afternoon, Madam Chairwoman and members of the committee. I am the co-founder and CEO of the Whittemore Peterson Institute, and a medical research institute located on the campus of the University of Nevada, Reno, which is dedicated to those impacted by myalgic encephalomyelitis, chronic fatigue syndrome, better known as ME/CFS, and similar post-infectious diseases. Our daughter was bedridden and homebound for many years due to ME/CFS, a chronic, complex, and disabling disease. It took 2 years and costly trips to multiple specialists to receive a diagnosis. During her most severe periods of illness, she had to carry someone to the bathroom, feed her liquid nutrition, and help her even raise her head. She had to be treated by an anesthesiologist for pain control. She became isolated from friends and other family members since she could not attend school or engage in social activities. Her illness became so severe at the age of 20 that her doctor suggested she receive 2 pacemakers, one for her heart and one for her stomach. Instead, she was able to receive an experimental drug that stimulated her own immune system to suppress the various viruses and pathogens that had become chronically activated. This was a clinical trial that she was able to access because we happen to live in Nevada, and there was one doctor here that had applied and was doing a clinical trial, and there is only one other doctor in the United States that is also capable of giving this drug. So going off script a little bit, you can imagine what that's like for all the other people, for the millions that are suffering that do not have that option. Under this bill, it would give other people the option to access this treatment without entering into a clinical trial and having to move to one state or another. Many others, although the drug was not a cure, it kept her hopeful and alive. Many others who are refused access to medications take their own lives rather than live in darkened rooms to avoid the pain caused by light, starving for lack of food, isolated and in constant pain. Without treatment, these individuals lose hope of ever getting well. Tragically, people affected by ME/CFS have 6 to 10 times the risk of dying by suicide than the general population. Those who we know of who are severely ill and without treatment options are not that rare. They are just the tip of the iceberg. A higher risk for suicide was found when there is greater functional impairment, are homebound or bedbound, physical isolation, are unable to work, and hopelessness from lack of treatments. There are 0 FDA-approved drugs for this disease. I support this bill because I believe that if it is within our power, we should provide individuals a chance to improve their health and to live with hope for relief from their suffering by allowing them to try medications which show promise for their disease. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, for your time and attention to this important matter, and thank you for the opportunity to appear before this committee.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth McDougall, and thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and the entire committee. It's an honor to be here. So I've been practicing medicine for 25 years, and I began dealing with the most complex medical disorders. So in my career, I've seen so many people with chronic fatigue syndrome, and it's very disheartening to work with them because for some, their life is so small and it's limited to bed, and they need help getting to the bathroom and with all activities of daily living, and they really can't engage in life at all. And so what we've spoken about primarily today are life-threatening illnesses, and this is a life-debilitating illness that actually takes someone's life from them. So many times over the years, I've had to send people outside of the United States because, especially now in this era of precision medicine with immunofingerprint testing that we can do, as well as genomic testing, we can identify precisely an immunomodulatory agent or, perhaps in combination with antivirals that could help them in their situation. And oftentimes, those medications are not approved in the United States. So sometimes people have familial support and the resources and wherewithal to be able to fly somewhere else to get their treatments, and very oftentimes they don't, because very many of my chronic fatigue patients can't work and have been disabled for so long, they've long ago depleted all their financial resources. So to be able to offer them therapies locally is really something I'm passionate about.